You guys are big proponents of voting rights. Why do you still sell ice cream in Georgia? Texas, abortion bans. Why are you still selling there?
I don't know. I mean, it's an interesting question. I don't know what that would accomplish. We're working on those issues of voting rights and I don't know. I think you ask a really good question, and I think.
Let me out of here. Get me the hell out of here. Mommy! 9!
You know how I always point out the fraudulent virtue signaling companies on this channel? We've talked about many of them throughout the years. Blizzard, of course, one of the best. Ben & Jerry's, companies like Nike that virtue signal endlessly about human rights while having their t-shirts and tennis shoes made by little hands across the country or across the globe. It's always a great moment when we get to take a look at the absolute failure that is the virtue signaling slacktivism. Especially, I have a special spot in my heart for Ben & Jerry's, which have long benefited from the horrors of capitalism, as they would put it, but spent all day virtue signaling on Twitter because the middle-aged white women that spend $7 a pint for their ice cream want to feel good about themselves. Well, here's one company that probably won't virtue signal, and that's Geologie. Huge shout out to this video's sponsor, Geologie. Look, I know a huge percentage of my viewership is men, and we don't think about our skincare nearly enough, which is why I'm proud to work together with Geologie. What is Geologie? Well, it's a simple skincare routine formulated for daily use. The product set is great for both individuals new to skincare and seasoned skincare experts. The program is really super easy. They have a 30-second diagnostic quiz where they formulate a regimen that provides the benefits your skin needs the most, whether it's reduce dark and puffy eyes, fight acne and keep oily skin under control, or to just protect your skin and reduce fine lines. Their products work best as a set. The Everyday Face Wash, the Vital Morning Face Cream, Repairing Night Cream, and the Nourishing Eye Cream. They have over 3,000 5-star reviews with an average customer rating of 4.7 out of 5 and have been recognized by Men's Health, Esquire, Ask Men, and more. Head on over to geologie.com and take their free skincare quiz and save up to 40% off your 30-day trial, or just click the link in the description below. That's geologie.com to save 40% on your 30-day trial. There was a bit of an interview / documentary talking about the two Ben & Jerry's, or speaking with Ben and Jerry quite literally. This is a company that has made a ton of money selling things like Justice Remixed, cinnamon and chocolate ice cream with gobs of cinnamon bun. Now serving Justice Remix. We're proud to work. It's a national project in supporting reforms that invest in people instead of prisons. This is like a defund the police flavor. The flavor is something extra under the lid, a swirl of justice. Ever since our co-founders started churning up ice cream back in '78, we believe that everyone deserves justice. And so all of their flavors about criminal justice reform and really what this is appealing to slacktivists. You can see Ben & Jerry's ice cream works with washed up celebrities to try to defund the police. This is back this last summer. What do Cherry Garcia, Tonight Dough, Fish Food, and Chubby Hubby have in common? They're just 4 of the many flavors of Ben & Jerry's ice cream that I will not buy or allow in my home. Why? Because when I buy ice cream, I want frozen milk, sugar, caramel, and other goodness. I don't want to be lectured about someone's beliefs and how to fix the problems in policing. But Ben Cohn and Jerry Greenfield have been nice enough to share their ideas with us. Not only are they doing that through their ice cream, but through their website. Last Friday, Ben & Jerry's website had the following story posted in What's New: Defund the police and invest in our communities. The title read. This is not uncommon for Ben & Jerry's. Claiming that police are good at being racist, but horrible at solving crimes. They tell things like, they go on and whatever. We know what Ben & Jerry's is about. social justice. That's really what they want you to think about when you think about Ben and Jerry's. When you're paying $7, I don't know how much it costs. I've never bought it. But when you buy it, they want you to feel like you're fixing a problem that they've told you is a problem because they're Ben and Jerry's. However, this young social justice interviewer, people are calling her an SJW. I don't really know, but I have to give her absolute credit for this interview that they probably thought was going to be a softball. Ben and Jerry's criticized for selling in Texas, but boycotting the West Bank. Essentially, this boils down to, well, we're not going to not make money. Are you crazy? Ben and Jerry's woke co-founders, Ben Cohen and Jerry Greenfield, are taking heat for freezing when asked why the ice cream company they founded stopped selling its products in parts of Israel over political issues, yet continues to do business in the United States where they disagree with laws. In July, the Vermont-based ice cream company announced that they would stop selling ice cream in the, quote, occupied Palestinian territory because it was inconsistent with the company's values. Let me be very clear about why they did that, because that was the prevailing wind on Twitter. But when asked whether the company would extend its boycott practice to other jurisdictions like U.S. states where there are policies that aren't in line with their beliefs of the company, Cohen and Greenfield, who no longer control Ben & Jerry's but remain the public face, didn't have an answer. You guys are big proponents of voting rights. Why do you still sell your ice cream in Georgia, Texas? Abortion bans. Why are you still selling there? Axios' Alexei McCammon asked the two 70-year-old entrepreneurs. McCammon was referring to the sweeping overhaul of Georgia's voting restrictions that could make it harder for some residents to cast ballots and spark backlash amongst many local business communities earlier this year. With regards to Texas, she was referring, of course, to the new law that took place there. Cohen appeared taken aback before shrugging out and saying, "I don't know," with a chuckle. It's an interesting question. I don't know what good that would accomplish. We're working on those issues of voting rights. I think you asked a really good question. I think I have to sit down and think about it. Fraud. Oops. 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 Fraud. They never really cared about change. They only talk about and do these types of things because idiots retweet them and think that they're sticking it to the man when they're buying their ice cream. Look, I don't care if you enjoy Ben and Jerry's. Life is short. I talk about this all the time when we roast like woke video game companies. And, you know, I've grown a lot over the years and softened a little bit, but also accepted the reality that life is short. And, you know, sometimes you just want to play World of Warcraft, and regardless of how crummy the company is. Sometimes you like this particular Ben and Jerry's flavor that you can't get anywhere else, and whatever. But this interview is absolutely hilarious. You can see this video, the embarrassing moment when the owners of Ben and Jerry's have no answers as to why they boycott Israel. I mean, it's like a complete and utter shutdown. They're like, I don't know. Well, I don't know. McCammon continued to press the two men over a matter of Texas and recently enacted laws. By that reason, why should we not sell ice cream anywhere? I've got issues with being done in almost every state and country, Cohen said. Greenfield chimed in, adding, one thing that's different is that what Israel is doing is considered illegal by international law, and so I think that's a consideration. In July, Cohen and Greenfield defended Ben & Jerry's decision to stop selling products in some of the parts of Israel. While we no longer have any operational control of the company we founded in 1978, we're proud of its action and believe it's on the right side of history, they wrote in a joint op-ed in the New York Times. The company's decision sparked immediate backlash from critics, including Israeli Prime Minister, who called it anti-Israel and threatened Alan Jope, the CEO of the Ben & Jerry's parent company, Unilever, with consequences due to the sales ban. Public official in the U.S. also criticized the move, with a number of states, including New York, who've also called this anti-boycott laws, threatening to divert their pension funds from Unilever. Greenfield told Axios, however, that those states' actions are based on misinformation, that Ben & Jerry's and Unilever are being characterized as boycotting Israel, which is not the case at all. I mean, imagine if they just sold ice cream. Imagine. Just imagine a world in which Ben & Jerry's just sold ice cream. Wouldn't it be a lot simpler? Ben & Jerry's co-founders stumped on why ice cream brand singles out Israel but continues to serve red state. Car crash interview. Car crash interview by Ben & Jerry's founders showing why their Israel boycott is wrong-headed, unfair, and yes, discriminatory. No wonder states and customers are dropping them. Unilever ought to act to reverse this quickly. Look, I don't really care about where they send their ice cream internationally or not, but what I do think is hilarious is their clear lack of actual understanding of the issues and the fact that Ben & Jerry's doesn't actually care one iota about the things that they pretend to care about. And they care more about riding whatever Twitter wave is popular at the time, because I guess they think that overweight, jobless weirdos from Twitter are the ones paying $7 a pint for their ice cream, when in fact, I think they're finding out that that just isn't the case. I hope you enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you again real soon.